If you think poverty is a problem limited just to the inner city and rural communities, think again. According to national research, poverty is growing in the nation's suburbs faster than anywhere else. The Brookings Institution found that the number of suburban residents living below the poverty line grew by 57% between 2000 and 2015. WCPO 9 News reporter Lucy May shows us what one local suburb is planning to help its residents with and why one woman is literally singing the praises of community leaders.
A place that we can be free to talk, free to connect, and never be afraid.
Silverton resident Karen Woods, who is partially blind, was afraid when she got a notice from the village of Silverton saying the property she and her husband own was not up to code.
I started freaking out. I was like, code enforcement.
Woods rallied friends and neighbors to demolish a detached garage that was caving in and to paint her house at a price she could afford. Now the village of Silverton is working on a program to help homeowners like her who love their homes but can't afford some of the maintenance they need.
Most of these are going to be willing, stable homeowners who just don't have the money.
Village manager Tom Carroll wants to set up a fund to loan struggling homeowners the money they need to make repairs.
We're making an investment in a specific place in an owner-occupied home with the hope and expectation that that money comes back to the village whenever that house sells, which could be next year or 10 years from now. We recognize here that if our community is experiencing more poverty, that we need to do something about it locally, because what's happening at the state level and the national level isn't enough to stop that trend from happening in suburbs across the country.
Carroll's research found poverty is on the rise in many of Hamilton County's suburbs, along with eviction filings. He has a plan to reduce evictions too.
What we would essentially do is if there's a tenant who's fallen behind but is otherwise financially stable, we will work out a deal with the landlord that potentially pays their rent. Or a reduced amount of it.
Carroll says money for the eviction prevention program could come from federal grant dollars, the village's annual electric aggregation program, or rental registration fees.
We know these people. Really, they're us.
Silverton council member Shirley Hackett Austin says she's all for both programs.
I think if we can help as a community, that's what we should do.
Woods says the fact that Silverton's leaders want to help warms her heart.
What I'm excited about is that we have, our community and community leaders that really do care.
Woods is so excited, she just has to sing about it.
That's the place where you can see, I see you, and you see me. Silverton is a place of love.
Lucy May, WCPO 9 News.
Beautiful voice. You can read more about how Silverton would pay for these programs and how poverty is affecting other greater Cincinnati suburbs right now in Lucy's story on WCPO.com.